Welcome everyone to episode 63 of This Week in Geek. My name is Ren Geekness, and I'm of course joined by my co-host Zach Pope. How are you doing today, Zach?
I'm doing great, man. We are talking about our favorite blue person. So, it's pretty exciting.
Favorite blue person. Who obviously Zach is my favorite blue person, and I'm his favorite blue person.
Yes,
But in
exactly.
case you're familiar with the show, thank you for joining us. However you're finding us, whether you're watching us live right now, whether you're catching us on the replay, whether you're listening to us, the soothing sound of our voices on Spotify, whether you're crushing weights at the gym, going on a commute, just jogging around, going for a breezy walk. Thank you for joining the show. In case you're unfamiliar with This Week in Geek, we start the show the same way every week, where we go through the things we watched this past week and rank them from worst to best. That is our weekly ranking segment. I will do it, Zach will do it, and then we'll highlight yours on the live chat. After that, we go into our main topic, and it's a doozy of a topic this week that I'm very happy to talk about. Zach already got his thoughts out of his system a little bit because he does weekly reviews for Ahsoka, but I cannot wait to talk about today's topic, which is the topic you see on the thumbnail. It's the topic you see on the title, and it's the topic on the picture we have on my community tab, where you leave your questions for the third segment of the show, where you just go through anything you want to ask us about. Now, we can't guarantee that we'll have time for everything, and someone is just waking up.
That was my
We
alarm.
don't guarantee.
Zach,
Yeah.
you need to get up right now. You need to wake up right now.
We don't guarantee that we have time for all of your questions in the community tab, but if you want to guarantee your question is answered, there's always the tip link in the description or the super chat feature, so you can support the show if you choose to. All right, with that out of the way, let's go through everything we watched this week. And if you asked me 2 weeks ago, this is going to be your worst thing of any given week, I'd be like, you're lying. I'm so excited for that show. There's no way it's going to be bad. And it's not bad. It's very watchable, but The Continental is a major disappointment. It is the big first fumble of the John Wick universe. Now, I don't discount it too much in that sense, because this is a John Wick property where Chad Stahelski, David Leitch, and writer of the franchise Derek Kolstad were merely executive producers. They had nothing actively no active involvement in this show, but it was heart-wrenching. It was so crushing to see this just being very, all right, doesn't feel like it belongs in the same world, doesn't even feel interested in exploring that world or expanding anything, which is very much this show's mission statement is, let's expand the genre. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. So that is easily my worst. You want a hot take beyond that? Because this isn't really a hot take. Most people are not enjoying it. But the hot take is that I watched Bottoms yesterday, and this is a good movie, but it is easily the most overrated movie of the year.
Can I tell you something? When I saw this movie, 3-4 weeks ago, I was praying you'd never watch it, because I was, I watched it and I'm like, I know he's not gonna like this, or he's not
But
gonna.
I like
He's not
this.
gonna. Sorry, I know he's not. He's gonna think it's overrated. I
It
already knew.
is. Yeah.
I already fucking knew. I
wish you had told me that before.
I think I was going to. I think I had a message typed out. I was like, "You're gonna think Bottoms is overrated," and then I just never sent it, and it was like 2 weeks later, and I was like, "Never mind."
I didn't laugh that much. There were
I can get
some
it.
amusing moments. Like Marshawn Lynch is really good in this, and I'm
he's
like
really
shocked because as soon as I saw him, I'm like, okay, football player in a movie because he's retired now or semi-retired or whatever, fine. And he's like one of the highlights. Rachel Sennett is very good. The girl from The Bear, who I will not dare butcher her name, she's very good. But it's a lot of, okay, I've seen better versions of this.
I can get that.
And then the
You know what's wild? That film took me a while. It took me about 20 minutes to finally get into it. Because I think the tone's a lot more over exaggerated than the actual trailers give out to be honest.
Yeah, because the comedy is very Like they're zany. They're like over the top, straight into the raunchiness, straight into the ridiculous and all that. But then the drama is very grounded, and it's like, oh, this is
Mm-hmm.
serious shit right here, and it doesn't really dive into it. Also, I'm gonna talk freely because the film has been out everywhere, and most of our audience are American. So if you haven't seen the film, it's because you're not interested. I'm not going to specifics, but people are murdered in that climax, and wait, hold on, what? People are legit murdered in that climax, and I'm just questioning. Okay, and now what? And I at the time I was watching, I wondered, so now is it going to relate to the juvie thing? Are they going to finally pay that off in a sense? Um, and so I just had I laughed. I was entertained enough, but there were many moments where I was just like, what does this movie want to go for? So yeah, I liked it. Don't get me wrong, but it is overrated. On top of that, I'm going to have. I just watched this film like I finished an hour ago or so, less than an hour ago, and that is Hulu/Disney Plus over here. Latest film, No One Will Save You.
I need to watch this.
This
Don't
is
don't say a
very
lot.
good.
I'm gonna try and watch
I'm
it
not.
tonight.
I'm not
Okay.
going to say a lot. This is very good. I will tell you, Zach. It has. It doesn't exactly have dialogue. It has like words. It has stammerings here and there, and it all hinges on Caitlin Dever. It's a home invasion movie, but what if the home invader was an alien? And it's not like the movie builds up to that. That's how it starts. Um, and so it's 90 minutes, it's clean, it's like straight to the point, and it's from the writer. He writes and directs this film, but he wrote The Babysitter. He wrote The Babysitter too, but whatever. He wrote Underwater, and he wrote Love and Monsters. This is his first like straight drama horror film that he's made. But besides Underwater, which has a sci-fi edge to it, this also has a sci-fi edge to it, I guess, but it's more pure horror, and it's really great. The ending, I'm looking at this ending again, not going to spoil anything because I want you to watch it. I think you're going to really love it, and I really liked it myself. But this is an ending where I'm like, what kind of message are you trying to convey with this? This is very weird. So yeah, it's great. It's really, really great. And then the ending happens, and I'm wondering if that fits with the rest of the film. So on top of everything else that I watched this week is because I have 2 upcoming shows I haven't started watching. Actually, I have 3 upcoming shows I haven't started watching. I have one on Prime, I have one on Netflix, and I have one on Apple.
I know the
So
one
if
on
you,
Prime.
you probably know the one. You also know the one on Netflix, and you probably know the one on Apple if you think about it a little bit. But I'll message you on the private chat if you can come up with anything. On top of everything, my friends, Ahsoka Episode 6. It's no secret to any of you how much I love Grand Admiral Thrawn. Yes, Zach, that's the one. First 3 episodes.
It's good.
It's no secret to any of you how much I love Grand Admiral Thrawn. Not just one of my favorite Star Wars characters, one of my favorite characters in all of fiction. This was it. Should we have waited this long? No, and we will get to it in our main topic discussion, but it was worth the wait 100%. I loved this episode. And I guess Ezra Bridger was also there, but
Yeah.
again, we'll get to that on the
And
main
we're allowed
topic.
to talk spoilers about Ahsoka.
For
right?
Ahsoka, yeah, on the main topic, yes.
Okay, I'll hold my spoiler
On the main
thoughts till
topic.
then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go into your weekly ranking.
Okay. I have not watched a lot of movies. I've been watching a lot of TV, which that's mostly because there's just a lot of TV coming out, not a lot of movies.
That's true.
And some of my stuff I can't talk about. So at the bottom, Spy Kids Armageddon. Now, I went into this thinking this was going to be the biggest piece of shit I've ever watched. Because the last Spy Kids film is one of the biggest pieces of shit I've ever watched. So
all of them
and
are.
Grand, I mean, you're not wrong, but the first 3 I have huge nostalgia for. But here's the thing. I have huge nostalgia for the first 3.
That's fair enough.
like I can see its faults. I can see where it's weak. Spy Kids 3, I mean it does not hold up. I always say it's a cinematic event the day that I got to watch Spy Kids 3D. When my dad brought home the 3D DVD. That was a
Oh
cinematic
God.
event for my life as a childhood. So yeah, I mean, I watched them all leading into Spy Kids Armageddon, thinking maybe that'll help it, and it did. I didn't hate the movie. I know everyone else did, and that's okay. I didn't mind it. I thought it was cute.
Sean Chandler didn't hate it.
Oh, he didn't? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Because if you have kids, they'll love this movie. They'll love it. I mean, that's just the truth. They'll think it's fun, and I kind of went into it with that mentality. The fourth one's still god awful. Still the worst one. Like by far. I couldn't even finish it actually. I didn't even finish it. I've seen it twice and that's fine. But yeah. That's where I'm at my bottom. Now the rest of the things I'm going to talk about, I loved. So this was a very good last few weeks. Up next, Dumb Money. I thought Dumb Money was excellent. I was actually really surprised by this, and I was kind of rolling my eyes at the fact that they were even going to do a movie about this. I thought it was dumb, no pun intended. I wasn't excited. The only thing getting me hyped was Craig was going to be directing this. Guy who did I, Tanya, Cruella, whatever this guy makes, I'm always going to be there. And I really liked it. I loved it. I wish there wasn't as many characters. I think they had a little bit too many. That way I wasn't like as attached. But overall, awesome. Now this is where me and Ren differ.
Before we continue, by the way.
Yeah.
2 questions. So one observation, 1 question. Observation, I saw this film at the press screening last week. I'm going to review it. I asked you guys on my community tab and on my Twitter which review you wanted next because I have many reviews to catch up on. And I actually forgot another movie that I'm just remembering now that I still have to review. But Dumb Money, I'm uploading that review later today. So stay tuned for my review of Dumb Money. Now the question, and I'm not going to say anything because I haven't talked to you about since I watched it. When you watched this film, and I guess you and I watched it at the same time, did you have any thoughts about it, how I was going to feel about it? Because like you, I, Tanya, Cruella, Pam and Tommy, Lars and the Real Girl,
I'm going to be honest.
Everything
she
does.
No, okay. I didn't. So, did you post a reaction? I don't even remember.
No. I didn't post anything.
Okay. I'm interested for your review. You don't want to give a tease?
No, I'm not going to give a tease. Because I have something. It's not even a thing for the video. It's a moment in the video, but I have a thing that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use this. Something that they do in the movie. I'm gonna use this in my review.
Okay, it's fun. It's funny. That trailer is really well put together because I hadn't watched it.
The trailer's fantastic.
Yeah, I'd only watched like 30 seconds of the trailer and then I stopped. So I went back. Every time I've seen a movie that I haven't seen the trailer for, I'll go back and rewatch the entire thing. And I was like, oh man, this is really good. Like the whole part where they're like, how much money did we lose today? And then they kind of go through that whole spill. It was great. Up next, this is where me and Ren defer the Continental. I really had a blast with this. But I will be honest. I understand where Ren's coming from. I do think that it's a little sporadic and some of the storylines are a tad bit boring. My biggest issue with the show is I think that you introduce all these characters and it's like, who's going to get a spinoff next type thing. And I kind of
tell you who shouldn't get a spinoff. It's the cop. God, I hated the cop story.
Oh man, I disagree
so much.
I loved her.
I hate it so much. It
destroys
the mythology of this world. I hate it. Okay. Sorry.
I did really like the two brother and sister, the kung fu. They, for me, I thought like I didn't think the cop should get a spinoff. By the way, like I loved the character, but that wasn't the one. I thought the brother and sister should get a spinoff. Those were the ones that I actually wish the show focused on a little bit more. But I was really blown away by the action. I think that I went into the series thinking it was gonna have shitty action, and it wasn't. It was very entertaining. So
I think it's the only thing it has going for it.
Man, you know what it doesn't have going for it is Mel Gibson. He's not great. I didn't even really.
He's doing something. He's doing something.
It reminds me. Did you watch that movie where he played Santa Claus that like was going to kill a kid or a kid's going to kill him?
Yes, it's so boring. I was so excited for
it's
that film.
the only. Do you know that's the only film I got a press screening for that I didn't review? It's the only film.
Ooh.
I
Holy
literally
shit.
hated it that much. I sat down to review it, and I couldn't think of one good thing about it. Like, that's how pissed I
It's
was.
so
So
bad.
yeah.
I don't know what he's doing, man. He's going for an Al Pacino type of performance, like overtaking the
Yeah.
screen, and it doesn't
I
work.
thought, yeah, he was the weakest part. So, and I'm not just saying that because people hate on Mel Gibson. I will always
No,
give
no,
Mel
no.
Gibson's a really good actor, no matter what people think.
Like full disclosure, shitty human being. I was
Yeah.
very excited when he was announced as the villain for this.
Mm-hmm. So take that as what you will. Podcast will be canceled tomorrow. Up next. Ooh, this is tough. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna go Flora and Son. I did you
That's
watch
the other
this
one I
one? I
forgot.
think you
Yes,
did,
I
right?
did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
I'm not
And
gonna
there
lie.
aren't chords online for the song, Zach. I need to play the song on the guitar.
I was so excited for this movie. I was so excited. So I talked Cynthia into watching it, and we are gonna watch it at home because I love Sing Street. I'm like, this movie's gonna be amazing. I couldn't get into it in the first 10 minutes, and she fell asleep.
Ooh.
So I was sitting there, I was like, oof, this is gonna be tough. The second Joseph Gordon-Levitt came in, though, like another, like after the first 15 minutes, that's when it started to click. What is this movie about? Because she's a very unlikable character at first, very
Yeah,
unlikable.
they both
And
are.
it was
Her and the
very
son,
much so.
not Joseph Gordon.
Where I was expecting like Sing Street or Begin Again, where the characters are
Yeah.
instantly likable and you fall for them. And this was something different that John had done, and I loved it. This is one of my favorites of the year. The music, the entire playthrough, how music connects people and like can heal and bring about wounds. It's truly amazing, and I really loved Florence Son. Up
I
next,
still want to review this one, so I'm not going
Yeah.
to get too much into it, but I felt exactly the same way you did. Like those first 10 minutes, and you see, and it feels, in both in its good things and bad things, it feels very Irish, very contemporary. Like, yeah, like maybe an American mother and son wouldn't talk like this. Maybe a Portuguese mother and son would talk like this. You can see like how culturally in 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 Ireland, I don't know why I said that with an Irish accent. In Ireland, that would like they'd be more free to be like that sort of more aggressive. That's their
Mhm.
culture. And I'm like, okay. And then to me, it was okay. This movie knows how unlikable they're coming across and is going to do something about it. And it was when she just sees the guitar in the garbage truck and goes and gets it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Interesting. All right.
Exactly. So, up next, Ahsoka. This is, man, I say it every time I watch the next episode of the show. I'm like, please don't suck.
Don't screw
Because,
the pooch.
yeah, this is, as of right now, and again, if it turns out sucking and all that stuff, I understand. But this is my favorite thing they've done live action, flat out. There's nothing else that they like live action TV. There's nothing else that they've done that has impressed me. And clearly, obviously, other shows have more seasons, so I do want to wait before I say, "Oh, it's my favorite thing, television of all time, animation, all that." So give us a second season after this. Let me view that and see how that goes. But Ahsoka is my favorite Star Wars character, and this is everything that I wanted. It's incredible. The return of Thrawn was everything, and I don't hear enough people talking about this except like some of my friends. Kevin Kiner,
Yeah.
just smacking. If he's
I
not
said it
doing the
last week.
score, yeah.
Yeah.
If he's not doing the score for Dave Filoni's film, I'll be shocked.
I would I'll be shocked if he isn't.
And I'm not like, I interviewed him 2 years ago, 3 years ago for a Clone Wars finale. And his score is just, it's magnificent. Like whatever he's doing, like Thrawn's entrance, we're not going to get into it right here, but the theme is perfect and it's haunting.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons.
Yeah.
What Dave Filoni did with this episode, introducing certain things to live action that I never thought we would ever see in live action, flat out. It's something magical. Then I have the fall of the House of Usher. Now I'm not going to get really far into this. Embargo just went up. Ren, I know, still wants to watch this, so I don't want to spoil it.
I have the screeners. I will also have a review sometime this week before
Yeah,
LFF starts, which we'll
yeah.
get into later today or next week.
Which, I mean, the show doesn't come out for like another 2 weeks, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
be very vague because all I will say is I didn't know what I was expecting with this show, and I fucking loved it. The more I think about it, I actually look back at my review and I was like, I should have bumped the grade up. I should have gone one more grade up.
Ooh.
I had one issue with the show, and it's not even an issue. It was like a nitpick. The more I even think about it, but the rest of the show is so damn phenomenal in the way that it dissects Edgar Allan Poe's entire storytelling, all of his poems, his short stories, everything like that. I thought
Okay.
this was going to be based off just. This is not a spoiler, by the way. This is very much first few minutes you start to understand this, and I think it's better to understand it this way. It's not just the short story, The Fall of the House of Usher, because I went and read that right before I watched this. It's really short, and I'm like, dang, he's gonna have to add a lot, you know? Oh no, it's like every single short story that Edgar Allan Poe's ever written, like all of his famous
Oh, okay.
ones, and it's
The
all of
Raven.
them. Yeah, all of them combined into one story, like one world.
Okay.
Every character is someone from a short story. So what I actually recommend, and I never say this, but definitely, first off, don't read The Fall of the House of Usher. Don't read
Okay.
that one because it does spoil a couple different things. Because as I was watching it, I was like, "This is gonna," and it happened. Okay, yeah, that happened. But yeah, I'm not gonna say anymore. It's just you're gonna want to read a lot of stuff right afterwards, and I definitely went ahead and did. And I saw the connections, and I appreciate what Mike Flanagan did. I think this is his best written thing. It's not my
Ooh.
favorite show he's done for Netflix. My favorite one's still Midnight Mass. I think that thing is like
Yeah.
a masterpiece. But
Yeah.
I love this thing so much. So take it as what you will. But my number one thing of the week, The Dark Knight. Got to see it in theaters for the first time last week.
Oh,
It
you
was
bastard.
phenomenal. Never saw it in theaters the first time, so I'm happy I crossed that off my bucket list.
All right. So with that done, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into our main topic, the return of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Ahsoka Episode 6, far, far away. A very, meta, because he was finally bringing, coalescing animation and live action together for the glorious return of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, full disclosure, I am going to gush about this episode immensely for the next 20, 30 minutes. That's all I'm going to do. It's gush about this episode because I love it. That said, I do have issues with it, so let me get my issues out of the way. Number one, what an underwhelming entrance, comeback, return for Ezra Bridger. I like the scene. I like how Sabine finds him and all, but they don't hug or anything. There's no emotional outpour from either of them. It's just so the moment is right there. They create this moment where she struggles, she comes into disbelief, she finds a second fling of hope, she follows these cute turtle people to their village, and he's there. And then it's just like, oh, hi. I did not like that at all. And I think part of that is bringing them back in the same episode where the finale of Rebels is all about, oh, Ezra's going to make this sacrifice just for the mere hope of maybe defeating the Empire. And he goes in the Chimera, that's Thrawn's Star Destroyer, remember that name. He goes with the Chimera to a galaxy far, far away, and with Thrawn. And now Thrawn has the Chimera, he has this army, and Ezra is just in another part of the same planet. What happened?
The crab people.
The crab people. How did Ezra escape? Why did Thrawn not go after him? Why did his forces not go? What happened there? That's a big blank that I
have
think
theories
is just
for it, but
staring
I'm not
right in the face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
and
theories on
look,
why. So
episode 7 and 8 could answer those questions. Don't get me wrong, but as for this episode, that's where things stand out for me. Another issue to me is Thrawn came back, and I'm very happy he finally did. And he came back at the beginning of the episode. They did not wait, 15 minutes in the first third of the episode, let's say. He came back early in the episode, and we got to spend most of the time of the episode with him. That said, this is an 8-episode series where from the beginning, actually from The Mandalorian Season 2, 2 years ago, we knew the purpose of this show. Even before it was officially announced, it was Ahsoka going to find Grand Admiral Thrawn. And he comes in on the last fourth of the series. I don't think that's all right. I don't like that at all. Even if this was a 10-episode series, he will already be coming back well into the second half of the series. Again, I don't think that works. I think at the latest, he should have been here at the beginning of episode 4. I don't like how little time we get spent with Thrawn at all. And he's not going to die because he's going to be the villain for the Mando movie. So what I was about to say, take that out, put it into the trash where it belongs. So those are my issues. They are legit. They are big-ish issues. They're not small issues. They're not major issues, but they're big-ish. So with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, the Chimera in live action. This is the second biggest Star Destroyer in the entire Imperial fleet, right next to Darth Vader's Star Destroyer. I love seeing the magnitude of this thing arriving and engulfing that pillar everyone was standing on. And then the theme begins. The strings, the piano, and Admiral Thrawn walks in with this horde of stormtroopers with worn out, broken armor, tattooed,
the undead
on top. The undead. Like, these are the most menacing, scary-looking stormtroopers I have ever seen in Star Wars.
And I want to own all of them.
Yes. Above the original trilogy, above the prequels, above anything. These are the best, the legit most menacing stormtroopers ever. And then you got that fucking dude with the golden face on his stormtrooper helmet, Enoch, which I feel I didn't have time to investigate or to research, but I'm like, this is a reference to something, or it's a character we already knew in Star Wars, and I'm not sure.
But I couldn't find anything.
You couldn't find anything?
I could find was comparisons to the Roman Empire, like that. That was like the biggest thing.
I mean, that feels obvious. Yeah. Love the look, love the voice, and Thrawn absolutely in control, calm, collected, cold, calculating, and he continues to be someone who respects cultures, who understands cultures, who likes other cultures so he can strategize and play mind games with others. He uses the Sisters of Dathomir because he respects their culture. He sees them as an asset and the powers that they bring. He's not into that culture whatsoever, but they are an asset. They are a valued chess piece in this long chess game he is playing, and it's freaking fantastic. Love Lars Mikkelsen. He has such a presence on screen. That haunting smirk he gives at the end sent chills down my spine. I cannot tell you how many times I watched this episode, just the Thrawn scenes. I couldn't be happier as someone who loves this character. By the way, we did forget to highlight your weekly rankings. We'll do that at the end of the discussion before going into your questions. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. I'm so happy we have this character. And they did not cheapen out on this character. They did not forget who this character is, what defines him, all that. This was awesome. This was incredible. I love this so much. Zach, disagree with me just to make this entertaining.
So first off, do you know who plays Enoch? I don't know if you watched The Expanse at all.
No.
The Expanse?
No. I did.
Wes Chantham plays him. I guess he's like a major character from The Expanse. So
Wes Chantham. So he was an asshole in The Expanse. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So he plays Enoch.
Cool.
Nice. But Enoch is not anywhere. Like, I went everywhere.
Yeah.
He's not.
Okay.
So put that aside. He's probably just another Captain Phasma. Let's be honest. So,
Or
I
another
can't
Boba Fett.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you, dude. I think this entire episode was phenomenal. Now, the Ezra thing, I liked the way it was. It didn't seem as grand because of Grand Admiral Thrawn. But I will say, don't ask me. Maybe I'm just dumb. I was expecting Ezra to be in his fucking jumpsuit, no beard. So when the camera turned, I was like, "Who is
Who
that?
the fuck is that?"
Yeah, like at first, and then
It's
like
Jesus Christ.
basically, and then I was like took that 1 second away, and I was like, "Oh, it's Ezra. That's cool." I was just very confused. But I saw some people complaining like, "Where's Ahsoka?" I like that this episode was Sabine. It didn't feel like Mandalorian coming into Boba Fett and taking over because Mando didn't
Yeah.
need to be in that entire show. I mean, it was cool that he was. Don't get me wrong, but like he
And,
wasn't
and
needing
from
to
the
be in that
beginning,
show.
this has been the show is called Ahsoka, but we've all known since the first episode, this is Rebel season 5. Ahsoka is more of a main character in here, but it's Rebel season 5. So it doesn't feel like the show is being hijacked because these characters have been made characters from the beginning.
It basically just showed where were these characters the last episode. And I love how the episode, I don't think you mentioned this. I love how it started off with Hu Yang saying with the story, and it's a far, far away. And
a long time
so
ago.
I'm not going to, so I'm not going to lie. For a second, I thought, okay, I'm going to be fucking pissed if you're not giving me Thrawn and that stuff. But if you're going to Old Republic, I will shit my pants right here. I will fucking flip out. If you're doing
that would be hijacking.
That would have been hijacking. And I'm not going to lie. Probably would have fucking thought it was awesome because it's Old Republic. But, Dave Filoni is smart, didn't. But it was cute how they did it. And obviously next week she'll arrive and it'll be grand. I kind of wish the show was 12 episodes though. I think 12 episodes. Now, again, I haven't seen the rest of it, but I'm starting to get more to the point where I think 12 episodes would have been a perfect length of this. I think Andor really found its stride with 12 episodes. And the only reason I don't have an issue, 8, whatever. But I think there's more development that could have been for everything. We only have 2 episodes left and we have to tie up Ahsoka coming back in. Thrawn probably leaving that world. Ezra there. Sabine. What happened between Ezra and Thrawn? Are we going to figure that out? Who's Enoch? You have to explore the Night Sisters too, to be honest, because a lot of people live action or general going audience probably don't know that the stormtroopers are dead and that they're reanimated. I mean that's just the truth. Like, so there's Balin. Yeah, exactly. We still don't know what's this grander power, and I'm getting very worried that we're not going to find it out this season. And Ray Stevenson,
by the way,
dead.
I love their moment in this episode when it's just the 2 of them. It's like, I want to end this cycle. I want to end this. I'm tired. I'm worn out.
Dude, that's when we find it, because for the whole time I've been saying I really hope that he's not just I'm on Thrawn's side. Like like there had to have been more. And I love that because what is this greater power? Because he realistically wants to kill Thrawn. I mean, realistically, that's what he wants to do. But it seems like he wants to just reset the universe in a sort of way. So it's something that I'm sure is in one of the books or something out there. But that entire moment was great. And I want to ask you, do you think Ray Stevenson, while he's passed away, do you think Balin dies by the end of the season?
Yes, 100%.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
I was starting to get, and if for some reason he doesn't, who would you recast as him for the next season?
Oh, who would I recast?
I saw people saying Gerard Butler or Russell Crowe, and I was like, "Fuck."
Sean Bean.
Oh, that would be great. That's like perfect. So,
and it would be poetic because the character dies, and Sean Bean is the recast.
Yeah.
Because he's always the one who dies, so you need to reverse that.
So.
But yeah,
dude.
I like Gerard Butler, but I think Sean Bean is more of a fit, like within like who we now know the character to be. I'm like taking over the mantle from Ray Stevenson.
Yeah, I just, man, This show is so special to me. It's just like being someone who, I know you watched Rebels, I watched Rebels, you watched Clone Wars, I watched Clone Wars. Like, kind of just having it all come to life is just like truly something. And seeing Thrawn walk out with all the undead, that eerie score,
Thrawn,
and the thing I was hinting at,
Thrawn.
Night Sisters. They
Yeah.
have the grandmothers in here. They're showing magic, dark magic. I mean, I know this is fantasy. We know this is in Star Wars. But the general going audience that has never watched a cartoon, that has never played the video game, that has never read the books or the comics, does not know this. Because it's never touched on in the movies. Never.
Yeah.
I fucking love that Dave Filoni did that. So,
he's a
again,
nerd, man. He's a big nerd.
This is like one of my favorite things, dude. And it's tough because I'm trying to rank all my TV shows since I'm trying to watch more. So I have like a whole list on my phone. And I think Ahsoka is my number 3 right now. Last of Us still my number 1.
Oh, of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's The Last of Us, The Bear season 2, Ahsoka, the Fall of the House of Usher. But man, I'm telling you, as much as I love The Last of Us, Ahsoka might overcome it for me. If it ends up if again the next 2 episodes are fantastic.
I need to look into mine because I'm doing a top 10 at the end of the year, and Last of Us is still number 1. Like nothing even comes close.
It's tough. Yeah, I mean, did you watch The Bear? I know you said The Bear. Did you watch?
No. I watched like the first 5-6 episodes of season 1, and I was like, I'll just rewatch Boiling Point because it's a movie doing the same thing and doing it much better. I didn't get into it at all.
Okay, sounds.
So I didn't even get to season 2. All right, everyone. With that out of the way, let's spend more time in your not live questions, in your questions. But before we do that, let's do the thing I actually forgot to bring up earlier. That is your weekly rankings. Dominican Scott, number 5, Chicago Fire, number 4, Terminator. Number 3, Halloween Ends. Above the Terminator, man? Come on. Number 2, Ready or Not, and number 1, Ahsoka Episode 5. Ready or Not is a really good movie.
It's excellent.
Luis Feliciano, number 2, Ahsoka Episode 6. Number 1, Euphoria. The 2 special episodes.
The 2 specials in between the season.
Oh. Yeah. Nathan Madigan. My headphones disconnected, so let me connect them again. Number 7, Pi. Number 6, The Covenant. Number 5, The Prestige. Number 4, Easy Rider. Number 3, Thank You for Smoking. I've never seen this one. Number 2, The Innocents. I don't think I've ever seen this one either. And number 1, The Princess Bride, which is an all-timer. That is one of my comfort movies. I love that movie so much. I'm very happy you watched it and you enjoyed it. And last but not least, Eric Thorpe reviews. Number 1, Ahsoka, episodes 5 and 6. Number 2, Flora and Son. Number 3, American Fiction. I really want to see this one after seeing the reception it got on TIFF. Number 4, Sly. And number 5, Bronson. Bronson is really good. Not a lot of people talk about that.
That's the Tom Hardy one, right?
Days. Yes. It's the Tom Hardy one. And it is, I believe it's, no, it's not Justin Kurzel. But who directs it? Justin Kurzel did another. I think Justin Kurzel did Chopper, and then who did Bronson? Was it Matthew Vaughn? No, it was Nicholas Winding Refn. Of course it was. Why can I remember? All right, everyone. So that out of the way, let's go into your live questions. We'll do it this one at a time, Zach, and I'll start us off. And the first question comes from Andrew Seif. The role of Abby was officially cast for season 2 of The Last of Us prior to the strikes. Who are some actresses you would like to see play the role? I have no actresses I would like to see take the role because I know who has been cast in the role, according to several sources. So maybe they're all wrong, but according to the several sources, they all say the same thing about who has been cast as Abby. And I've never seen the work of this actress, but I looked her up, and I saw her, and I'm like, yeah, she can pull off Abby. I saw a lot of people saying Florence Pugh, and Florence Pugh is simply put one of the best actresses working today. I love her. Do I think she could bring like the performance to life of Abby? 100%. Would I buy her physically as Abby? I don't think so. Because I've
she's
seen
getting
Florence
buff right
Pugh.
now. Well, she's getting
Yeah,
massive right now.
but like I've seen Florence Pugh live, and she is very petite. She is very small. So yeah, Zach, you got any thoughts?
So obviously I know, I know too. But as devil's advocate, if it was Florence Pugh,
no complaints, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll
Don't
tell
get
you
me
this
wrong.
right now. I know the earlier discussions where they wanted her.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if Thunderbolts was the reason she couldn't do it.
Good
Kept
shout.
getting pushed back. They, in The
shout.
Last of Us, same thing.
Yeah.
I imagine their timelines are the same way. Can you imagine when the strikes are all over, they're gonna redo everyone's schedules, and we're gonna see this. We're gonna see Thunderbolts is in production. Captain America 4 is finishing reshoots. Deadpool 3 is finishing this. Superman Legacy is going into production. Here's more casting. You're gonna see a fuck ton of. You're gonna see more things go into production than you've probably ever seen. I wouldn't be surprised if Blade finally goes into production. So
it better. It fucking better.
Yeah.
All right. What's next, Zach?
Andrew C. What are your thoughts on the comments that the showrunner for the Netflix Daredevil said about the Disney Plus reboot, and are you nervous at all for the MCU version? I don't know if you know the comments. I'm assuming he's talking about the. I don't know.
I do not know
so I can't say. But am I nervous for the MCU version? I'm not nervous because I thought the best part about She-Hulk was Daredevil, the way that he was portrayed, the way he was touched. I'm done. All right, you finish the show by yourself. I'm leaving for the day. You finish it by yourself.
I bet he agrees.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not nervous. I'm more nervous for any of the shows, not because it's the MCU. I'm just nervous in general because it's an MCU Disney Plus show.
You know what I'm not nervous for? Loki season 2, which I get to see on the big screen because it's screening at LFF, baby.
What day is it? Like the premiere of LFF?
It's October 5th, so the day before. But it's the first 2 episodes, so
that's cool.
Yeah,
I like that. Is it premiering with 2 episodes?
I don't know. I don't think so, but because they're screening in the cinema, like it makes like the length of a movie. Yeah, makes sense. Andrew C. What are your thoughts on Chris Evans' comments on potentially returning to the MCU? And would you like to see Steve Rogers come back? And if so, how would you like to see it be done? I haven't seen the comments, but I think there's a good opportunity for Steve Rogers to come back in Secret Wars. By the way, I have a theory about something that's not out there, but it's something that you know about, that you told me about, so I'll talk to you after the show. But yeah, I think Secret Wars is the perfect opportunity to, if he wants to come back, if they have a storyline that makes sense for him to come back, it would be on Secret Wars or Doctor Strange 3, because he's going to other universes. He's going to talk to the Black Priest. He's going to travel through realities and all that. So I think the opportunity is there, but it's very specific. And again, they could have plans for him after Secret Wars, but we don't know. There's no movies announced that are coming after Secret Wars. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting because I wonder how the fans would feel with him if he were to come back and be like the official Captain America while you have Anthony Mackie still in there, where we didn't really
that I don't want
him. Yeah, I don't want that either.
I would love it. Like if he had never gone away, keep Chris Evans, keep Steve Rogers, don't give the mantle to Sam Wilson, none of that. But he walked away. That's the route they went on. So now keep at it.
Okay. Next thing we got, same Andrew C again. What are some thoughts you think Star Wars should? What are some things you think Star Wars should do going forward to continue being successful? Well, have a plan. Have a plan. Believe
besides
in your
Dave Filoni, everyone else have a plan.
Have a plan if you're planning on doing a trilogy. please, when you announce something, don't cancel it because of whatever reason. Don't cancel it. And yeah, like I'm waiting for them to say that what's the guy who directed Indy?
James Mangold?
I'm waiting for that film to get canceled.
No! Stop it.
I don't want it to be, but it's going to.
Stop
I don't
it.
care. It's
No,
going to be
do
canceled.
not manifest that.
I'm not
I only have
manifesting it.
one suggestion for the question. The thing to keep Star Wars successful. A lot of people would argue it isn't successful. I'm not one of those people. Don't get me wrong. Bring Star Wars back to the big screen. Bring us back Star Wars movies. Do the TV. Bring back the movies. Star Wars is a cinematic experience. It is cross-generational. It appeals to every person. Obviously, the strikes are a new complication and all. Yes, you have to account for that now, but that's something like outside of the creators' control. And when I say the creators, I say the directors, the writers, obviously. But other than that, we need Star Wars movies on the big screen. Right now, it's about to be 5, 2020, 2021, 4 years. So we're not going to get one by next Christmas. So it's going to be 5 years in between Star Wars movies when Star Wars is alive and well. It's not that the original trilogy ended. It's not that the prequel sucked. It's Star Wars is alive and well. They're just not doing anything with it.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Who do you think will be the main character of Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie?
Mando.
You really think so?
It's
Not
called
Ahsoka?
the Mandoverse.
Yeah. Dude, I gotta be honest. I don't know how you...
I'm not saying she's not there. I'm not saying she
she's gonna
doesn't
be
have
there.
a big role, but the main character is Mando. Or Baby Yoda, if they time skip and he's grown up.
Yeah.
And he
Now I
grows
was
up
gonna ask
fast.
you, is Thrawn the main villain?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
1,000%.
Next question. Is Han, Luke, and Leia in it? And are they recasted?
No.
I think they are. I think they 100% are in the movie. I think they 1,000% are in the movie. I'm going to tell you right now, they are in the movie. They are recasted, and they are the main characters.
I take umbrage with that. I would say
Han will be Alden. By the way,
I do not see it. I do not.
You want to make a bet?
Whatsoever.
Let's make a bet. I'm so confident in this. I'm so fucking confident in this. I'm so fucking confident in this. Even though we're never gonna know because the movie's gonna get canceled. So
it's because it's Dave Filoni's movie. I wouldn't count on it to get canceled. So. If there's one movie that doesn't get canceled, I hope it's neither of them. And this is not even the one I'm most excited about. I most want to see, but because it's his, I don't think it gets canceled whatsoever.
Okay, so what
do you want to bet?
We got to figure out a bet. We got to figure out a bet on this.
We'll figure out a bet. We have to figure one out by February.
Okay, fair enough. But we're probably never gonna know by February.
Yeah, it's true. We're not gonna know by then. That's for sure.
We're not gonna know by the time it comes out because it'll be canceled. So,
how dare you? How dare you?
Just saying the truth.
Andrew Seif, have you seen the trailer for Squid Game reality show challenge? And do you have any interest in this series? I have not seen the trailer. I know it's out. I thought the fiction, the drama Squid Game was one of the most overrated shows I've ever heard of and seen. They're not actually killing people in this show, so I have no interest. Not that I want to see people die, but if you're going to make a game show called Squid Game, the rules of the game is people gotta die, man. So if they're not dying, I'm not interested. Zach?
I don't care.
Do you not care about this question, or do you not care about the show? Because that is the question. Do you care about the show?
No, I don't care about the show like at all.
Because people are not dying.
Dude, let me tell you this. I don't even care about Squid Game anymore. It came and went. Yep, like how I get the strikes.
And it had a shitty finale, and it had a shitty twist, and it sucked, and it destroyed everything that came before it.
I don't know. I don't want to. I know we're gonna get a season 2, but when? 2045. So
I don't care. I'm not gonna watch it. All right, what's next?
Lady Aaron, I have no idea what this is, so you're gonna have to tell me. Since the Teal Mask DLC for Pokemon came out about a week and a half ago, have you guys started to play it? I didn't even know it came out, so.
I started and finished. It's a very small DLC. If you like just play the main story, it takes you 2 hours to finish it. And then you have side quests and you have new Pokemon added to the dex and all that, and that's awesome. And you have new Terra raids, new legendaries, new Pokemon from old generations, all that. But like the proper main story of the DLC, it's 2 hours. So I finished it. I'm done with it. So yeah.
Okay, your turn.
My turn. All right. Next up, Eric Thorpe reviews. Do you guys think next weekend's big three releases will? No. How do you think next weekend's big three releases will rank at the box office? We got the cultural phenomenon Saw Patrol, as well as the one movie this month that I personally care about seeing, The Creator. Well, unfortunately, as much as I'm excited for The Creator, I see it Tuesday, by the way, that is going to come bottom at the box office. That's what I'm expecting. That is what it's tracking for, unfortunately. Then, can you check how much
the last Paw Patrol made movie?
The last Paw Patrol movie. Yeah, opening weekend. We'll get to the overall.
So overall, 143 million. Opening.
That's
box
not
office
a lot.
mojo is ass. It's hard to tell now. Opening weekend was 13 million.
Ooh, that's honestly Saw might take
a
cake.
Saw's getting. I think Saw's getting number one. The only thing.
Honestly, The Creator might make more because I thought Paw Patrol would be like in the high 20s, 30s.
I'm really worried for The Creator, but I think people need to remember The Creator was only made for 80 million, so it doesn't need to make
8 million.
80.
Okay. Yeah, that's high, but still, wow. Okay, nice, cool.
But Saw, man,
Saw is the one that's gonna make bank because if it's anything like the mainline Saw movies, Saws 1 through 7, those movies were made on chunk change, and no matter how bad they did the box office, they always profited. So I hope this is.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I think Saw makes 30 million. I think it wins
overall.
The weekend, makes 30.
Oh
no, just opening weekend. I think this movie's gonna.
I hope so.
Powerhouse.
I'm so excited. I got my tickets booked for Friday.
Yeah, I know they weren't doing a press screening out here, so I gotta get some tickets for Thursday.
Do it.
So, all right. Next one.
What's next?
Lady Aaron, did you guys manage to watch the Nintendo Direct that we got the last Thursday? If you did, what are some of your thoughts? What are you most excited for? I actually did. You'd be surprised. The only thing that I was very excited for was a remake of something. Let me go grab it.
Oh, and he's already got the remake. Goddamn. Look at him. Look at those calves.
It's buried between stuff. It's buried between stuff, but it's Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, the best Mario game ever.
Oh, I saw you tweet about this.
Yeah, very, very excited for this. I love the RPG Mario games, so count me in. I'm all in on the Switch doing this.
I did not watch it. I didn't even know when it's happening. And since then, no Pokemon no Pokemon news came out. So it's good that I didn't watch it because it would have been a waste of my time. All right. We got this one. Here we go. Nathan Madigan, good friend of the show. Thoughts on the Marvels costing around $220 million after receiving a $55 million subsidy? How do you say it, Zach? I'm not English, man.
Subsidy
from the UK government. Why the fuck are we paying the Marvels? Will the movie draw a large enough crowd to be profitable? I don't think it's going to do... Let's put it this way. I don't think it's going to do Quantumania numbers. I don't think it's going to do Guardians of the Galaxy numbers. So it's going to be somewhere in between. If it is actually that expensive. So, yeah.
If the strike is over and they get to market this thing with the entire cast, it'll make more than Ant-Man. It won't make as much as Guardians. It'll make about 700, which is still good. That'll
700 is pretty good. Yeah.
And I think overall that Marvel and Disney should take that as a win. The fact that two characters that have not been introduced to the general public that does not watch the television shows are the main characters of this. So I'm excited for it. I want to see what happens. Yeah, let's see.
All right. What's next?
Lady Aaron, the strike's end could be imminent. Not the whole strike. The writer's strike could be very imminently very soon, as there are discussions being held about agreements. So far, they haven't agreed on anything. Do you hope that the strike ends very soon?
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. All right. Happy first day of fall or autumn to you guys. Is this your favorite season of the year or not, and why? Because it sucks. It's leaves on the ground. It's everything is brown. It starts getting cold. It's the worst season of the year. Even though I have allergies, so spring is very worse to me. But this is because it's the least interesting season of the year. Summer is fucking summer. Winter is Christmas. Spring is my birthday. So fall has got to be the one that falls by the wayside. Zach?
I don't care because it's summer all the time here.
That's true, you bastard. By the way, do you wanna tell everyone watching right now the thing?
I don't know. I was trying to think of something fun.
You're the one who decide. You're the one who decides. I'm leaving that to you. So I thought it best to ask. So
let's wait. Let's wait. I'm trying to find like I want to do a fun thing for it, because it's a big thing. So
it's a big fucking deal. Yeah. All right. You're next.
All right, my turn. Lady Aaron, what were some of the best Oscar nominations from earlier this year that didn't result in a win come Oscar? The one that got snubbed, Babylon score.
Babylon for score.
Yeah. And Best Picture, Best Actress, but I mean it wasn't even nominated, but everything.
It didn't even get a nomination, so yeah, whatever. And Top Gun Maverick for Best Picture. Since Babylon wasn't nominated, should have been Top Gun Maverick.
What one? What one again?
Huh? Babylon wasn't nominated for Best Picture.
No. What one though? I don't even remember.
Everything Everywhere.
Oh yeah, I love that movie. So I already forgot about it.
You love it so much.
Why did I think Coda was the winner last year?
Because you're remembering the better Best Picture winner from the year before.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck
It's
up.
True.
No, it's true. Not. I've never rewatched Coda.
Your heart is black, sir, and I shall strike it down because of it. Lady Aaron, what were some of the worst Oscar nominations from earlier this year that didn't? I don't know. I don't know. No idea. Worst Oscar nominations that didn't result in I have no idea. From this year specifically, no clue. No clue. What's next, Zach? Do you remember anything, by the way?
No, I got the years mixed up, man. I don't know.
That's true.
Nathan Madigan, with today's marketing, the first day of fall, are there any movies you'd like to watch that get you into the season? Yeah.
No, I watch movies to remember the summer that has just gone by, but not to get into the fall. He's looking at his Blu-rays.
Yeah,
he's analyzing his collection.
I'm looking. So I'm looking at the spine. I see it's orange, and I'm gonna say King Kong. Why? Because the spine is orange. So
because the spine is orange. That's as good a reason as any, my friend.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? Just to give you an answer, I'm going to cheat a little bit because it's to get into the specific fall. I've been rewatching Digimon Adventure 02, and now I'm getting into Try because the new Digimon 02 movie comes out later in October in the fall. So that's my preparation for this year. Eric Thorpe, do you think with Dune 2 out of the race that Marvel Studios, more importantly a James Gunn film, could finally snag an Oscar win for visual effects? I feel like the Guardians films really deserve at least one win in that category with how well they use the VFX to bring characters like Rocket to life. Nomination, absolutely. Win, it's really a matter of what else is going up against, because they're gonna nominate Christopher Nolan. I know the whole thing with Nolan is I didn't use CGI. I don't use CGI. It's all practical. They always nominate him either way. So, it's tough to say, but I'll tell you this: it's got a better chance than it ever has.
I don't know, man. I
Certainly
think
not going to lose to the
Quantumania is going to
Flash.
get it. Quantumania was the most beautiful film I saw of this year. So
I like how Quantumania looks, so I refuse your sarcasm. I reject your reality and substitute my own.
I kind of want the Flash to be nominated though, just for shits and giggles.
How dare you?
Just for shits and giggles. Just for shits.
Over Zod Snapneck, it will get nominated.
No, if I were to guess, Oppenheimer, Guardians, Aquaman 2.
Oh yeah.
The
Wonka?
Creator.
Oh yeah, the Creator. I mean, if the trailers are anything to go by, the Creator has got to take it.
What else is coming out? I know a lot of stuff. Maybe
Little
Wonka.
Mermaid.
Oh,
Little Mermaid.
Yeah, Little Mermaid. There you go.
Except for Javier Bardem's weird floating head at the end.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was fucking awkward. All right, what's next, Zach?
Up next, Nathan Madigan, or sorry, Eric Thorpe. Do you guys think? Oh, we just said that one. Sorry, Nathan Madigan. Are there any movies you've watched where you acknowledge the quality of the filmmaking being good/great, but struggle to reconcile the themes and messaging of the story? Yes. Last Black Man in San Francisco. I think that movie is very well made. I just can't get into it. I just don't know what it is. I've tried watching it 3 times, and it's not a film I personally connect with. But I can honestly see why people do. It's just not one for me.
I mean, just watch No One Will Save You. And like when you watch that ending and get to the messaging of the story, it's like, I'm not. But again, it's a thing where it doesn't ruin the rest of the film. So I know I have more, and that is a great question. That is an amazing question. But I can't think of anything else besides that one. And that one fits. I just wish I could give you like a more general one. All right. I seem to have lost myself. Zach, can you go into the next one?
Luis Feliciano. Ren Zach with Angus Cloud unfortunately passed away. What do you think they'll do with Fez's character in Euphoria 3?
I think he'll just be dead. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah. I mean, there's not much else they can do. I think he was arrested at the end of the episode, the end of the season 2, if I remember. So, this is my prediction. I don't even think they do Euphoria season 3. I don't think it's worth anyone's time at this point. I love this show, but season 2 was a little bit of a mess. The Idol,
hot take.
I'm not watching, but I think Zendaya has more important stuff to do. Whatever your opinion is on Jacob Elordi, he's getting a lot of roles. He's just continuing to grow. The rest of the cast is growing. They're not in fucking high school anymore. I'll tell you that. By the time this next season would come out, you'd have to do a time jump. Which I think would be
they were gonna. It was already the plan. Yeah, they were gonna jump 3 years, I think, or 2 years.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Lady Aaron, thoughts on Ryan Gosling singing another song, "Boys Just Want to Have Fun" in the newly released IMAX cut of Barbie? If you've heard about it.
Thank you for spoiling that was in there. Now I'm not gonna go watch it.
No. I have not heard of it. I didn't realize it was time that it was out because tomorrow I'm going to see Expendables 4, but I might just sneak in a screening of Barbie and IMAX just to see that new thing because I had no idea this was happening.
They added. I know what scenes they added. They added 8 minutes of stuff to the movie.
Okay, nice. All right, what's next?
Last question, Lady Aaron. What are some movies that came out in 2022 that were critically divisive or everyone hates, but you guys love it a lot?
Babylon, baby, the masterpiece known as Babylon.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I don't remember any. I there might have been more, but I don't remember any other ones that like were hated. Anything else come to your mind?
No, not really. That I can think of.
Let's see my reviews because we still have time.
The general going audience hated The Glass Onion. Like
really?
Yeah, dude, I get so many comments on
I am shocked
on my short for that, and people like shit on it. I mean, I like
Huh.
once a day I get a comment on it. The Whale was pretty divisive in my opinion. I loved
That's
The Whale.
true. I did not expect that. I really like The
Oh,
Whale. I did
Empire
not
of
love
Light.
it.
I fucking loved Empire of Light, and a lot of people hated it.
Yeah, I can't. I thought it was very all right. Oh, Black Adam. Black Adam was really good,
Black
man.
Adam was
I
awesome.
really like Black Adam.
Yeah.
What else? This wasn't like the reaction coming out of TIFF was one thing, and then I watched it at LFF last year, and I was surrounded by people really disliking this movie. The Menu is amazing. The
Yeah, it
Menu
is.
was one of the best
I
films
love
of
that
last
movie.
year.
Oh, Lightyear.
Oh yeah, Lightyear. Good shout. Good shout.
I don't get it.
Okay, you want us to give you the reverse? A lot of people loved it, but me and Zach were like, what the fuck? After Sun. After Sun is very
Yeah.
alright.
For some reason I
Thor
bought-
Love and Thunder. Thor Love and Thunder.
Yes.
Thor Love and Thunder is fucking awesome.
Yes, it is.
The Monsters? No, I'm kidding. The Monsters is fucking horrible. A lot of people didn't like Smile. I thought Smile was awesome. Well,
I can't wait
it was
for
really
the
good.
I can't wait for the sequel made by AI.
Yeah, Smiles. Oh, The Sun. I know Zach didn't, but I love The Sun. And I'm the one guy. Yeah, I don't know what else. I think that's it. And that's a lot of movies actually. For someone who wasn't remembering like anything else besides Babylon, that is a lot of movies, my friends.
Exactly.
So yeah. Do we have any more questions? Let's see if any more questions
I didn't
came in.
get any.
That's it then. We're gonna close the show out earlier today. It gives me more time to go and review.
But is there a
so
show next week?
Yes, there is a show next week. As of right now, like, and no, that's true. An impromptu thing could happen, and it wouldn't be a bad impromptu thing, by the way. But just right now, count on a show next week, my friend. Where maybe we'll talk about Ahsoka episode 7. Maybe we'll screw the pooch right before the finale. Maybe we'll get very excited, or maybe we'll just cover what's coming up on the week after that for LFF. But screenings start this week, and I'm still catching up on a lot of Venice Film Festival reviews. I'm already watching Hitman again because it's getting pre-festival screenings, which is a shame because it should be on the greatest screening possible. I'm watching The Royal Hotel this week. I'm watching The Beast, which I missed the opportunity to see it at Venice. So a review for that will come as well. And I'm watching one more thing that I'm blanking on what it is. But yeah, count on those reviews for this week. I'm continuing my catch up on Venice. Fall of the House of Usher review also coming. Review for one more thing that I believe drops on Friday on Prime Video. And the embargo for the Apple TV thing hasn't lifted yet. I actually don't have the embargo information for that.
It doesn't lift for a while, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But they didn't like send it to me. They just said, yeah, it's on your account. And I'm like,
same.
Cool. What's the embargo? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Stay happy, stay safe. And until next week, love each other and love the movies. Bye-bye, everybody.